Martha Washington. It was Martha's responsibility to set a precedent for the conduct of a president's wife. Some criticized her for being too informal and others for being too queenly. Dolly Madison. In 1814, British soldiers invaded Washington. Before the soldiers burned the president's house, Dolly was able to salvage wagon loads of valuables, including the original draft of the Declaration of Independence. Her courage under fire made her a national hero. Mary Todd Lincoln, married to Abraham Lincoln. Her term as First Lady, 1861 to 1865. This would have been a delightful ball gown for Mary. It is made out of a lovely homespun cotton, having 3 ruffles and tiers, and a lovely yoke embellished with a ruffled design. Frances Cleveland was married to Grover Cleveland. Frances was the only woman to marry a president while he was in office. Frances snuck into the White House to avoid the press, and the Blue Room was decorated with hundreds of roses, pansies, begonias, and orchids. Frances became the nation's youngest First Lady at the age 21. Edith Roosevelt, married to Theodore Roosevelt, term as First Lady 1901 to 1919. This charming navy wool suit is typical of the ensembles worn by Edith. The jacket is fitted, ending at the hip, and the matching skirt is full and extends to the floor. Braid trim has been decoratively applied to both jacket and skirt. A bearskin muff, perhaps even shot by Theodore, adds to her charm and decorum. Helen Taft, married to William H. Taft. On Inauguration Day, 1909, Helen became the First Lady to ride in the presidential carriage with her husband. From that year on, all First Ladies have accompanied their husband in the inaugural parade. Grace Coolidge was a teacher of the deaf. She was warm and friendly, cheerful and vivacious, and it's a good thing she was, for her husband, nicknamed Silent Cal, was taciturn in the extreme. Grace was often pictured in beautifully tailored suits, such as this rust wool 2-piece. The dramatic beaver fur collar engulfs the neckline. Her wide brim hat became her signature look. A painfully shy child, Eleanor Roosevelt transformed herself into a towering international personage. During the Great Depression of the 30s, fashion became more austere, more a mirror of difficult times. Eleanor was most comfortable in tailored, simple suits, as seen in the clean lines and simple silhouettes of this garment. Elizabeth Truman. Bess was 60 years of age at the time her husband became president, and her look was undoubtedly matron. She selected well-tailored garments and rich fabrics. The colors were subdued, not wanting to cause attention to herself. Mamie Eisenhower. As First Lady, Mamie excelled at entertaining. "Call me Mamie," she said, and her cozy informality appealed to women around the country. Jacqueline Kennedy was the epitome of chic, a cultural icon, and the object of public adulation and sometimes scorn. Most Americans could not remember a First Lady who was not a grandmother. And Jackie was not only young, but she was beautiful and glamorous. Under her coat, she has another of Jackie's signature look, the beautiful sleeveless sheath. She has accessorized with her 3 strands of pearls and her lovely pillbox hat on her bouffant hairdo. Thelma Nixon was born hours before St. Patrick's Day and was nicknamed Pat by her Irish family. Pat was frequently photographed wearing smartly tailored suits or elegant formals such as this one. This is a silk shantung, and a lovely lemon ice tone. Nancy Reagan, married to Ronald Reagan, term as First Lady 1981 to 1989. This gown reflects the dazzle and opulence of the Ronald Reagan era. Nancy would have made a great entrance, catching every eye in her shimmering gown of pearls, crystal beads, and diamonds. Barbara Bush's warm, relaxed manner and cozy appearance made Americans feel comfortable. Here was a woman in the White House whom they could relate to. Barbara handled the First Lady's social and ceremonial tasks with ease and enjoyment. 63 years old when she entered the White House, she was comfortable with herself, with her white hair, and mainly with the choices she had made in her life. Hillary Clinton reigned as First Lady during the 90s and into the turn of the century. She had her own style and image and maintained a classic, middle-of-the-road sense of fashion, ignoring trends made popular by Hollywood icons. Hillary's hairstyle, or lack of, made the tabloids on a regular basis. Laura Bush, term as First Lady 2001 to 2008. Laura stayed away from controversial issues, and she used her position as First Lady to promote issues she was passionate about. Laura always was well attired and preferred a more business casual style of dress, but when the occasion called for it, she was absolutely radiant.